Let's journey to the absolute frontiers of physics, okay? To a place where the normal rules of the universe kinda start to break down. We're talking about the race to the bottom of the thermometer, a quest for the coldest temperatures you can possibly imagine. So, this was the big question, the one that obsessed scientists at the turn of the 20th century. I mean, what happens when you strip almost all the energy out of matter? Does everything just grind to a halt? Or does something totally new, something unexpected, emerge from that stillness? Well, right at the heart of this whole scientific quest was one man, a Dutch physicist named Heike Kamerlingh Onnes. And he wasn't just a little curious about the cold. No, he was absolutely determined to conquer it. He even built a laboratory in Leiden that would very soon become the coldest place on Earth. To really get what drove Onnes, you have to understand his ultimate goal. He was trying to reach the very edge of what's called absolute zero. Absolute zero, or 0 Kelvin, is basically the theoretical floor of temperature. It's the point where, in theory, all the classical motion of particles would just stop. For physicists like Onnes, this wasn't just some number. It was a brand new frontier, a realm where the properties of matter were a complete mystery. You could say reaching it was the holy grail of low-temperature physics. Now, the pathway to these super extreme temperatures involved liquefying gases one by one, getting colder with each single step. But there was one gas that stubbornly resisted every attempt: helium. So to get closer to absolute zero than anyone had ever been before, Onnes knew he had to conquer this final, most difficult gas. His method was just brilliant. He created this incredible cascading system. First, he'd use other liquid gases to pre-cool high-pressure helium. Then, and this is the cool part, he'd let that helium expand all of a sudden. You know that chill you feel when you spray an aerosol can? It's kind of like that. That rapid expansion, which is called the Joule-Thomson effect, cools it down even more. And then he'd use that colder helium to chill the next batch, repeating the cycle over and over again, basically inching his way down the thermometer. And then, on July 10th, 1908, he did it. He actually did it. He successfully liquefied helium, reaching a staggering temperature of just 4.2 Kelvin. That's minus 269 degrees Celsius. For the first time ever, humanity had a window into the world near absolute zero. But believe it or not, this incredible achievement, it was just the beginning. Because now, with this new tool, liquid helium, Onnes could finally start answering that huge question. What happens to matter in the extreme cold? And more specifically, what happens to electrical resistance? At the time, you had two competing ideas. The great Lord Kelvin, he theorized that as atoms got colder and their vibrations slowed down, electrons would basically get trapped. You know, like cars in a massive traffic jam. Resistance would become infinite. But Onnes, he was in the other camp. He believed that resistance would just steadily decrease and maybe, just maybe, fade away to nothing at all.
So, the stage is set. April 8th, 1911. He puts the theories to the test. He takes a wire of pure mercury, submerges it into his bath of liquid helium, chilling it all the way down to 4.2 Kelvin, while measuring its electrical resistance. He watched as the resistance dropped, just like he thought it would. But then, something absolutely unbelievable happened.
The resistance didn't just fall to a really low value. It vanished completely. It just dropped to zero. Poof, gone. In that single moment, Onnes realized he hadn't just proven a theory. He had discovered an entirely new state of matter. He scribbled in his notebook, coining a term for this bizarre new phenomenon, the superconductive state. I mean, can you imagine? This discovery would change the world of physics forever and absolutely cement Onnes's place in history. His work wasn't just a single breakthrough. It was the foundation upon which decades and decades of science would be built. And the pace of his work was just incredible. Think about it. In less than a decade, he establishes the world's #1 cryogenics lab, he conquers the last gas, he discovers a brand new state of matter, and for all his efforts, he's awarded the Nobel Prize. Wow. And the recognition was just widespread. It wasn't just the Nobel. He received top honors from scientific bodies in Italy, the United Kingdom, and the United States. The entire world of science knew that what was happening in his lab in Leiden was nothing short of revolutionary. So, what's the final takeaway from the work of this master of cold? What is his ultimate legacy? While his impact is all around us today, seriously, he didn't just pioneer a field, He pretty much created it from scratch. Superconductivity, that phenomenon he discovered, that is the foundational technology behind modern MRI machines and those powerful particle accelerators. His influence even gets into the very language of science itself. He's credited with coining the term enthalpy, a concept that's totally fundamental to thermodynamics. Onnes' story is such a powerful reminder that sometimes the greatest discoveries aren't found by looking way out at the stars, but by pushing the boundaries of the very, very cold. His work gave us one of the first experimental glimpses into the strange world of quantum mechanics, a world that just operates on completely different rules. It really leaves you wondering, doesn't it? What other secrets are still out there, just waiting for us at the extremes?